Mass extinctions are relatively short periods of geological time when over 75% of living species go extinct. Throughout Earth's history, there have been 5 mass extinctions. In the most extreme ones, up to 99% of all plant and animal species living at the time were wiped out. With the increasing impact of human activities on the planet, it has been argued that humans are causing the 6th mass extinction. Human land use has reduced and polluted critical habitats for many species, while increases in carbon dioxide emissions are leading to climate change and ocean acidification. Under these stressful conditions, extinction rates of wildlife have been growing quickly, but can it truly be considered a mass extinction? Susumu Tamiya, a graduate student in the Barnowski lab at UC Berkeley, explains how scientists use past and present extinction rates to answer this question.
Well, I'm a paleontologist. I don't go out and dig up dinosaurs, but what I do is I study fossils of extinct mammals.
What are the main questions of your research?
I'm interested in understanding how carnivorous mammals have evolved and gone extinct over millions of years. I think this is important because there are a lot of carnivores today that are threatened with extinction.
How did you conduct your research? What did you measure?
Well, the original data, the fossils of mammals, like this one, are now housed in museums. Recently, paleontologists have built online databases that are compilations of the information on what extinct mammals have been found, where they have been found, and what their geologic ages are. Using these data, we calculated the number of mammalian species that went extinct in a given time interval, and we did this for many time intervals of different lengths during the last 66 million years. So, for example, how many species became extinct between 2,000 years ago and 1,000 years ago? And for living mammals, we gathered information on their extinction risk from the red list of threatened species. Finally, we compared the extinction rates in the fossil record to the extinction rate for the last 500 years.
Why is it difficult to compare past and present extinction rates?
The big challenge was comparing the very different kinds of data from the fossil record on one hand and from the recent historical record on the other hand.
Because these two rely on different sets of data, comparing these two directly is like comparing apples to oranges. Both data sets are useful, but not quite the same. What do you do to correct for these differences and make apples-to-apples comparisons?
What we did in this study was to ask how many species would be lost over 1 million years if the observed rate of extinction for the last 500 years stayed the same.
How big was your research team, and what was your role in the project?
We had an interdisciplinary group of 12 researchers from the Museum of Paleontology and Museum of Vertebrate Zoology at UC Berkeley. Each of us knew something about different groups of animals and plants from different time periods. My role was to review the literature to see how people have previously quantified extinction rates and to find ways to interpret the numbers in meaningful ways.
What did your results suggest?
If you look at mammals, their extinction rate for the last 1,000 years was at least 10 times higher than the average extinction rate for the last 66 million years. The extinction rate for amphibians in the last 500 years was as high as or higher than the extinction rates for the big 5 mass extinctions.
If extinctions happen all the time, why are mass extinctions such a big deal?
In normal times, extinctions are balanced out by emergence of new species. It takes hundreds of thousands to perhaps millions of years to regain lost diversity.
So is the Earth truly on its way to another mass extinction? What can be done to prevent this?
We seem to be in the midst of an extinction crisis that is highly unusual in the history of life. And if nothing is done, yes, the humankind will witness the 6th mass extinction event. To prevent another mass extinction, it is essential that we all recognize the benefits of biodiversity to humans, cooperate globally to stop habitat destructions, and come up with ways of responding to the ongoing climate change. The 6th mass extinction event, if it happens, will be accompanied by drastic changes in ecosystems. In fact, this has already happened in parts of the world's oceans, where overfishing has transformed coral reefs, once teeming with life, into seascapes covered with slime of algae and dead animals. The biodiversity crisis we are facing today is really a signal that the human population is growing too fast and using too much resource at the expense of other species. The good news is that we have not yet lost as many species as in the past mass extinctions, and it is not too late to act.
For the National Evolutionary Synthesis Center, this is Understanding Evolution and Evolution in the News.